You always want to start planning your victory at the very beginning by opening the map. Right here I'm observing everywhere exactly where I want to go. Right now I'm thinking I'm probably going to downtown because there's a lot of recons. And downtown is like in the center of the circle, so it's perfect. And just by looking at the map, I kind of noticed that we have to go kind of crazy with the recon because there's a high chance that the circle might end up in downtown, and if it doesn't, it might even go to hospital or maybe even train station. It's just places where there's going to be a lot of skyscrapers. Got the first recon. Finished the first recon really quick. I'm already expecting it's not going to be a high kill game. It's not going to be high action. To win this game at this map, you just gotta go crazy with recon. It really depends on what the next intel tells me. So I did the second recon real quick. So just looking at the circle, I know I'm gonna have to do a lot more recons because it's still going to places where it's not like wide and open. So this guy's pretty good because he's changing his position. So notice how I engaged that fight. I always change my positions and I never repeat where he expected me to repeat. He was kind of doing the same thing to me. That guy wasn't bad. Just a random dude.
Let's go.
So I will always rush for the recon at in games where it's like this kind of position where we're like in skyscrapers with buildings. And notice how I engage every single fight. I always move my side to the very edge. So if I don't kill the guy, then I'm just gonna reposition myself a little bit. But in that case, I killed the guy fast enough. I will only push someone that I'm engaging only after I break their armor. So there you go. This is my third recon. Just gonna finish it real quick. If you watch my last video, I don't really rush for the recon as bad. It's because it just felt like the end zone isn't going to be in places where it's going to be a bunch of buildings. But in this case, we have to do recons. So if you don't do recons, it's really hard to win this game. You're going to be like, if you do win the game, it's based on luck. So right now, because we're doing the super fast recon, I'm trying to avoid all the fights, but you can't play passively and avoid the fights that's necessary. So anyone that's like near where I'm going or where I will be heading to, I'm gonna have to clear them first, because the later on, when they have loadouts and stuff, it's gonna be very hard to clear them. And notice how like I have a lot of money, but I will never buy a loadout first. Like this guy that I just killed, he bought a loadout first, which is a big mistake. He definitely should have done should have bought a UAV. He probably wouldn't have died to me. So this is my fourth recon, I believe. But before I do it, I went to get a UAV to get my loadout. So before the first loadout came out, we already did like 3 to 4 recons. I know someone was coming, so I want to change my position. He still probably think that I'm doing my recon. A little awkward fight. So I think this is my 4th recon.
Flight chopper inbound. Rare cargo is on board. Contract complete. Recon intel secure.
So right now I'm just analyzing if I need to do another recon, and it seems like I do need to do another recon. Because that circle right there, there's still a bunch of houses. It could be anywhere. I think this is my 5th recon.
Ground team requesting flyover.
This is Falcon 3.
And notice how, like, you can't, in any strat that you play, either if you watch my 2 other videos that I made before this is a little different strat, but you always have to play aggressive. Even when I'm doing this recon where some people, when they do the recon, they try to avoid like fights and stuff, but the thing is, when you're doing recons like this, they don't give you a lot of money. Like, you only get like $1,000 for each recon. So the thing is, you have to keep buying UAVs, and you have to keep hunting people and get their loot. But you don't want to go out of your way to get the kills. Get another UAV. See how, like, every path that I'm taking, it's always safe. When I have to go out in the open, I always pop a UAV. So right now, like, I already know where the end zone is. Based on this end zone, I don't have to do any more recon, because this is a wide open zone. Now, if you're looking at this right here, it seems like this house is the best place to be, right? I do that C4 just to make sure that there's no one in this house already. I heard the box, so I kind of assumed there's no one in here already, but it's never, like, some people are tricky. They'll leave the box, but they were actually still in the house. So I have a UAV, but I just bought a precision airstrike. So I just left the UAV there because I popped my UAV earlier, so I know there's no one near me. So I just left it there for now. And right here, I went out the building because I don't really like that position. See, what I'm thinking is, my thought process right now in my head is, yeah, it seems like that house is nice, but the house is actually not inside the circle. So after like the circle closes in, I have to come out the house. And the problem is with the house is, if there, let's say if there's like 6 people left or 7 people left when it closes into that last circle, what do you think the people is going to be looking at? They're probably going to assume somebody's in that house. And when I jump out the house, I'm going to be the first one dead, because there's at least 2 people or 3 people from different angles looking at the house. So I just feel like it's not a very good spot. But it's like, if I'm not at this spot, I don't really know where to go. So I'm thinking right now that I kind of want to go like where I'm looking at, to the right side. And the reason why is because there's nothing out there. It's only the ocean. So later on, when people are closing into this circle, there's not going to be anyone coming from the ocean side. So I'm thinking I want to be there, but I can't really decide yet.
If you need it.
So right here, I pop a UAV just to see if there's anyone closing in on me.
Ground team requesting flyover.
And the thing with the final circle is, you want to play aggressive so you have the money. Like, the strategy to win solo is, you have to prepare yourself to have like these stuff. You gotta have self-res. That does help a lot. There's a lot of games where I die and self-res saved me from winning the game. You gotta have that. You gotta have full armor, and you gotta have either like an ammo box, or this silent, or trophy, or something, some utility. The best utility you could have, I think, will be this silent. But armor box is actually pretty good too. Those things, you might not need them, but in times where you actually need them, they really help.
Enemy UAV overhead.
So I came out the house because I just really don't like that spot. So I'm thinking like, okay, I want to go here. And look at that. Someone was already outside waiting for me to come out the house. I'm kind of glad I did go out the house because this could have happened later in the game when it actually closes in. And I wouldn't be able to like dodge that bullet and run here. Like this part would have been the storm. So it's a good thing I got out of the house and did a different rotation. So I tried to get this guy. Unfortunately, I couldn't get him. But I heard another gunfight. So I'm trying to rotate around to get the other guy. So now those two people are fighting. See, they're already fighting over the house. And the circle is not even that close yet. So obviously that house is definitely a bad idea to stay in. Now I'm not really looking to my right anymore because I know there's two people that just came from the right side, the ocean side. There's no way there's going to be anybody there because those two would have cleared them. Now those two fought. One of them probably already died and he's in the house. So the only way that he's going to pick me is through that window. That's why I keep looking at that window. At this point, I'm analyzing like where I should be next. And I feel like this is the spot. Like this is actually where I want to be at. Because now all those people, there's like 14 people left. And I know one person is in the house already. And he's going to be able to... those two people that fought earlier, one of them died, won the gulag, and he's ego challenging that guy. But anyway, so the people in the house is actually good. Because the people that's in the house, they're going to be looking like the left side and the right side. Obviously, I'm at the right side, so... they don't really have to worry about the right unless I push them, but I'm not pushing them. So they're going to be actually, in a way, like checking the left side for me. So right now, I'm not really afraid of my left side. Notice how I don't even check my left side anymore. I'm just looking forward, which is to my right side. Because left side, it's the house people, and nobody is going to run past the house towards where I'm at, you know? If they're gonna run past the left side towards that house, they'll just try to get the house position. So right now I'm not afraid, and I know the house guy is not gonna push me because he's probably thinking he has the best spot. So right now, all my entire left side is safe. I just have to worry on my right side, and there's like 10 people left, and guess where they're gonna approach from? From the other side of the hill. Obviously no one's coming from my back now. That's the ocean, and I cleared that side. So that's why this is the best spot. So right now I'm only afraid people that's coming from my right now. Again, left is the house. No worry, the house is not pushing me. So I'm only worrying about this car. I actually like people that's driving the car at the end because it kind of tells you where people are at, except for when he's trying to like come towards my direction. So I don't think there's people on my right side because the way he drives, if there's someone on my right, that person would have had to shoot the car like what I did. So I'm not really too afraid of my right side. Just push kind of hard.
Gas is closing in.
Unfortunately, the last circle is going towards the house, but it's actually okay because I know whoever's in the house is going to be hiding behind that tiny little building. Again, not too afraid of the left side because the person that just jumped out the house or was around the house area, they're going to be behind that little tiny building. Like, no one pushes out of that spot to come over to me. Like, you wouldn't do that. So, the only person that I'm afraid is the people that pushed out from those other, like, apartment area. That one person survived and he's over there. Somebody spotted me. But I'm not going to freak out and change my position. I mean, if they run towards me, I'm going to have huge advantage. And they're not. Again, not even worried about my left. Scanned. It's the guy on my left behind that building like I already anticipated. So nothing special there. So the other person has to be on the right side.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
And at this point, the circle is actually pretty good for me because I'm the person who has to move the
Gas
least.
is moving.
So I just run into the smoke, let those two fight. They have to fight each other, and then I'll just third party it and win the game. There you go. I heard the gunfight. I know exactly where his position is at. And boom, easy win.
Primary objective complete. Good
So
work out
this
there.
is a strat where you do have to go crazy on the recon just based on the ending zone. If you check out my last video, I actually didn't do that much recon.